I'm going to give you my view on Raven Symone talking about the what she was talking about the she defended Rodner Figueroa. Okay, I'm glad Rosie Perez talked about the Latino community. I wish you mentioned Mexico. Like sometimes people mention Mexico as part of Central America, but you know what I'm talking about. Besides the Caribbean and South America, Central America, there are many, no matter what they look like, no matter how dark or light they are, no matter if they don't look African or not, how indigenous they look. Because remember, the three races mixed: the indigenous, the Spaniard, which is the white, and the black African mixed together, Latin American. And that's why we have Latinos. Okay, um, they deny their blackness, and that is very true, very, very, very true. I'm not one dropper because I consider myself multiracial myself, but a lot of Latinos, whether Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Central American, and South American, don't want to mention their African roots. And that's why Rodner Figueroa said that Michelle Obama looked like a Planet Apes, and then later on mentioned he's biracial. Actually, not him, triracial, because I don't, for example, people who look black who are Latino are not pure black either. Okay, it depends on the race mixture because many people, like I tell people, we mix different races because we are human beings, one race, different genealogy together, your different nationalities. You come out with a monopoly. You come out with a gamble that you don't know what to expect. So that's why, for example, you cannot look at somebody like myself. People say, "Well, you don't look mixed." If I was in Zambia, which is in Africa, which is more dark skin, darker than me, you would say I was mixed. Okay, you get my point? And so and I, like I said, you already know exactly he is claiming his mixed roots. So I do claim my white and African and the American roots. And many of them, those Latinos, not all, but many, should I say, deny their African roots. They want to claim the Spaniard and the native side. And even in Latin in the Caribbean, which is there were Native women who did marry Spaniard men or was raped or either had sexual relations by choice with Spaniard men in Puerto Rico and Cuban Dominican Republic as well. Okay, so Tainos do exist; they're mixed. Okay, so point is that I'm glad Rosie Perez brought it up and she had a right to bring it up because I've been talking about this. Why I use the word portrait a lot? Just for example, this guy here now, just like George Zimmerman, George Zimmerman is Latino as well, want to mention the African roots, sending out racist. And something, you know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, all this time, y'all didn't never mention y'all had black blood. Y'all passed as mestizos. But when y'all want to, when I get in trouble with doing racist things like kill a person African descent or, you know, because he's Peruvian, talking about George Zimmerman, or say something racist on national television about someone who's African American descent, and Michelle Obama's mulatto about due to her multiracial ancestry, you want to sit here claiming you're biracial or triracial or whatever, or you have some African in your blood, when all this time you never told nobody. You know, why all of a sudden when you say racist, do racist things, you gotta mention, for example, the guy that killed in South California, in Los Angeles, the Sorrento gang was the avenues. One of them was I forgot his name, who was in trouble with killing is it Crystal Green or Cheryl Green? One of her name, one of the teenagers was African American descent. Well, he was part. One of them was part Afro Belizean, okay, and you know, and so he never knew about this. He, I guess, as a pure Mexican, but Mexican, many of them are mixed African as well. You know what I'm saying? We know, but I mean, they don't teach this in school. Then the Africans, what I mean, every Spaniard colony had African slaves, including Guatemala. I mean, when I saw the Afro-Latino trailer, they show Afro-Latinos who are minority and mixed, who look more African in Guatemala. I already know about Salvador because I read about that on the internet, okay? But every Spanish colony in the Americas had African slaves, okay? They tried to remember they tried to make the indigenous people be slaves, and then when the Native Americans fought against them and had diseases, they couldn't resist their enslavement with the Spaniards. That's why the Spaniards brought African slaves. And you know, that's why you see Latinos with like wide nose, like I have, with big lips, like Selena had big lips. Okay, you see them have a curve behind. I'm not to be nasty or sexual, but then you know, you see them have curliness in their hair. And they just did not have no curls in their hair. Trust me. And this hair was straight like an Asian. So that's why. So into Raven Symone plays. I know I was the exception. A Snoop Dogg, he looked like a dog. But there was no reason to defend Rodner Figueroa saying that people look like animals to be like animals. Okay, you might look like a little real like exactly like a bird. I mean, like Rosie Perez, this was a racist comment. And like I said, I understood, and my Spanish was not good, but I saw a tale of Rodner Figueroa, and Rodner Figueroa is Venezuelan. By the way, he's not Mexican, y'all. Okay, so I think every Hispanic is Mexican, okay, or Puerto Rican. He's from Venezuela. Rodner was comparing himself to Michelle Obama and Julia Roberts. And I made a joke, said, why this portrait of comparing to a white woman? And I found he was a gay guy. He is a gay guy. And dude, and one thing I'm glad I mentioned about that too, because Rosie Perez said that they don't want to be put in the same category as black folks. And this is the reason why that and for example, if you go on your sex offender list and find out that people that minimum classify as white, if you work for law enforcement and you're looking for somebody that might say we're looking for Hispanic males, bad females, but as soon as they can switch in taxes, well, as soon as they get in trouble with the law, they go under as white. Because remember, this refers to Hispanic people. I'm not talking about Spaniards. I'm talking about people who are racially mixed, Latino from Latin America, or Mexicans. And so when the Southwest was stolen from Mexico, after Texas was stolen, okay, when California, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and Nueva Mexico, which is New Mexico, okay, Nevada, okay, when it was stolen, okay, they were trying to kick every Mexican out the area, but they stopped it by signing the Treaty Guadalupe, the Bill of Treaty Guadalupe Hidalgo, in order to keep Mexicans as Americans, and the only way they were making Americans was classified as white, but socially it was not treated. Say Chavez was not treated as white, okay? And even when the movie Selena, they Abraham Kennedy, the father, the second, who's junior, the third is her brother. Okay, when he was in the group Los Dinos, they thought they was Italian, and I don't know, they were trying to pass for Italian, but white man found out, I don't know, these are Mexicans, this is whites only. Okay, in Texas, there used to be signs saying no Negroes or Mexicans and no dogs allowed. Okay, and I remember Gloria Stefan, who's Cuban American, when she talked to Oprah, she said when she first got to, because when she was born in Cuba, when her family first came to the United States, they said no Cubans allowed. You know, of course it's Irish and Italians, but remember these Irish and Italians, many of them are racially white, for exception of the Italians, I know they're racially mixed with black, because the Moors went down and handled all that too. But um, it's so far. I mean, of course, I don't deny nobody because I'm mixed myself, racially mixed by ancestry as well. But those Italians, let me tell you, it's so far hard to determine because there was no racial classification in Italy. Okay, they have black and white. Okay, you Moorish, you're Caucasian, whatever. So I mean, there was Africans who went to doing slave trade and after and before went to Europe as well and mixed. So, but it's hard to determine. You know what I'm saying? So, but when we talk about when they coming from a white part of the world, Europe, okay, but in Latin America, it's very racially mixed, okay. So when I'm talking about Latinos, like some people they say they're trying to assimilate to whiteness, they cannot assimilate to whiteness when their background is definitely mixed, and men do not look Caucasian. Okay, of course, you go Univision del Mundo, you see the Cuban dominant Univision del Mundo that's owned by Cuban Americans here in the United States. You see more white-looking Hispanic people, or 9-10 white people who moved down to Latin America from Europe or somewhere, and they don't somehow classified as Hispanic. Okay, so white immigrants besides Spain from other parts like Germany and France coming to Latin America and racially mixing with Latinos there. So that's what you mostly see. But that's one thing that I will get. I'm glad Rodner Figueroa brought out that he was not alone being racist because the organization, yes, it's Telemundo. Because a lot, I don't, you'll see Afro Latinos on Univision, but not as much. Besides Celia Cruz, okay. Besides Celia Cruz, she's the queen of salsa. She was the biggest one who's on Univision. So, and she's a mix herself. She's my complexion, okay? So, she was, because she passed away in 2003. But I'm glad Rosie Perez brought it out. I say that my besides Mexicans and other Hispanics, they're mixed. Racially mixed. Afro-mestizos. I don't see what's the point of being ashamed of that. You know, um, You might have white classification, but when you put you in jail and stuff, you're not treated as white. I mean, they would not. I mean, George Bush racist when I never want to put a bridge from Mexico. Well, hey, if you're gonna put a bridge from Mexico, stop the immigrants from coming in. Okay, stop. Stop put a bridge on Canada. Where a lot of white folks come. He can remember Michael. I love Michael J. Fox as an actor. You know what I'm saying? He's cool with me. He's my buddy. Not truly, because I don't know him personally. I want to knock him down, but he was an illegal immigrant until he became American. He's from Canada. A lot of Canadians, white Canadians, come over here and they don't get checked to come over here, but Hispanics coming to anyway from Central America, or Mexico, or the Caribbean, or South America. Yeah, they want to ask about green card. Even this Puerto Rican, there's one article, a Puerto Rican man was stopped at the border. He said, "I'm not Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican," and they went. I read on some article, and the white Border Patrol said, "I don't care what y'all Mexican you are, you still, they thought he was illegal just because he looked, because he's Hispanic and he looked the stereotypes." So I just want to let you. What is your view on this? And if you're Latino, can you give me more secrets? I already know about Mexico having African roots. I already know about a third race was African. Okay, I knew that the racial mix was going on before it became its own country. The caste system. Okay, they have mulatto, mestizo, lobo, and criollo, which is the white folks. I mean, I'm mixed with Creole, French Creole, but before Creoles of colors was called Creole, it was the French and white people in Louisiana was called Creole. So until they owned slaves or intermarried or mixed with the black folks, then they only called Creoles of color. But even in Spain, Criollo is Mexico. Creole means a white person in Mexico who from Mexico, who's first generation Mexican, by citizenship. So, but it had Criollo, Lobo, Albano, and all other different mixed race categories. And people saw how racist it was to have those caste systems because, remember, mixed race people was in the middle. The Spaniards, and where they were born, the Criollos were born in Mexico, or they were Spaniards from Maine. They was on top. They were Creoles second class, okay. Then third class was the mixed race people, and the bottom was the black and the indigenous. So I know my history on that, and that's why a lot of me. And one thing, if you are Mexican or Puerto Rican, Cuban, Dominican, Venezuela, whatever Hispanic group, and you have African blood, why do you deny it? What's the point of you denying it? You know, if you was, George Lopez was shocked to have DNA, African DNA. I was not shocked about that because I knew by reading history before I knew the George Lopez DNA test. And DNA tests are always on proving everything. Because they always show you a certain percentage of your roots. Anyway, let me go ahead and make this video short. I want to talk so much on this video. What is your view, and what's your view on Raven-Symoné saying that? That was just wrong to defend Rodner Figueroa because he was in Rodner Figueroa. You understand that this is the United States of America. We don't tolerate that type of racism. Maybe in Latin America, because I know, for example, in Peru they had a Negro mama acting a fool on there. You know what I'm saying? Some Afro-mestizos who look more white or something, putting on black makeup, acting a fool on stage. You know what I'm saying? I saw that on Black and Latin America, Mexico, and Peru, the black grandma in the closet, you know what I'm saying, with Henry Louis Gates Jr. So, but I'm not one drop, because I'm not saying Latinos are pure black, but I will say this, if the white folks who, before they signed the Treaty of Guadalupe, if they knew about the Mexicans and Latinos having African blood, they would be considered black. I've no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one drop. It's because one drop rule. Let me tell y'all who want to come on my channel and diss me for claiming my mixed race ancestry as my identity. One drop rule has stopped being in law since 1967 when Loving versus Virginia case was they allow all they allow all men racial marriage, especially between black and white, to intermarry and have a relationship and get married. They allow those laws to try to stop the race mixing. So we can marry, if I want to marry a white chick, I can marry her if I want to. So that's when the Supreme Court saw the one drop rules unconstitutional. So all this time, many of us thought we had to be forced to check black, even though we have black and indigenous and white and mixed background. Okay, I check all three boxes. I did not check only black. You know what I'm saying? At one time I got into an argument with somebody about that. You know, and if you look more black, excuse me, someone that look like Akon, who is 9, 10 more black than I am, you know what I'm saying? He and Lupita Nyong'o, they're darker than I am. That's what a black person looks like on the ship. Okay, I might have the nose, the hair, and lips, but when it comes to my complexion, I am a lighter version compared to Akon. And you have those who are lighter than I am. You know what I'm saying? So, like Beyonce. So we're not pure black. Even the dark skinned ones. I have dark skinned people in my family who share the same mixed background as them. They just as mixed as I am. And I have also mixed race ancestors who, like my grandmother's father, on my dad's side, was dark skinned, thin, nose not too wide, thin lips, and straight hair. Okay, so yeah, he was mixed with black. My great grandfather on my dad's side, my dad's maternal grandfather was mixed with black, English, and Native American. Okay, so my background is African American, French Creole, English, and Native American. My grandfather on my dad's side, he was a dark skinned French Creole. Okay, black Indian French in his background. My mother, on her mother's side, because I don't know too much, I'm still researching my mother's dad's side, but grandfather on my mom's side, because I never got to meet him. Anyway, my grandmother on my mom's side, you know, her background is black, French, Creole, and Indian. Native American, should I say. So that's what I'm mixed with. My parents are those races. They're not pure black. My grandparents are black. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have to go so far back to find our pure black ancestors to say who's pure black. Because all of us mingle with somebody who had mixed background. And anybody with mixed ancestry is not pure. I don't understand where y'all get the logic thinking that. I mean, because they came from a mixed race background, they're not pure anything. And society can, you know, I want to cuss on here, but you know how I feel about society. The middle finger goes up their ass. Oop, I did cuss. Sorry. But anyway, that's how I feel about it. So I'm not trying to deny my mixed background. And I feel that when I see people of racially mixed background, whether it be Latino, people in the African American community, or white, claim to be pure white, and they're not, it's stupid. I don't understand. We're trying to make this a post-racial society where all people be equal. Anybody can marry any race they want to. You know what I'm saying? So why do you feel ashamed of being mixed? And then you want to make all of us who proud of our mixed background to be ashamed of it, trying to deny it and claim the black or the white or whatever side in order to make that person feel good. I'm not trying to live. I don't live for nobody but me. Okay, so I want to let y'all know that you know, I don't deny my roots, and what I'm saying that Latinos are pure black. They're not. They mix too. They're partial black and partial Spaniard and partial American. There's nothing to be ashamed about. Nothing to be ashamed about. So, I mean, I check all three boxes, and I'm glad I'm a caramel Neapolitan swirl because my skin's complexion is caramel. So, I'm a caramel Neapolitan swirl. So, I have no problem claiming my mixed background. I have no problem with that. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Love me the mud. Okay. So, anyway, bye bye. Have a nice day.